welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a new video, but first I want to welcome my new subscribers. I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to subscribe to my channel. And for those that are new, my name is Monique, and on this channel we talk about everything that's related to coloring. And for this video we are going to talk about my coloring confessions. For those that don't know, Shell from Shell's Coloring Journey started this tag, and I was watching Rochelle from Shaluna. She also made a similar video and basically made this tag an open tag. So if you want to participate, consider yourself tagged. I don't want to waste too much time, so let's just get cracking and have a look at all of the questions and my answers to those questions. Question 1. Oldest book in my collection. The oldest book in my collection is by Leila Dully. It's called Bloemenparadijs. And in English that would be Flowers Paradise. And it's a really old book, printed on really thick paper. And it's also a very large book. In fact, here I have Maria Troll, her latest book, and you can see how large it is. Maria Troll's book are basically a pretty average size. As you can see, I have dabbled a little bit with coloring in it. I wasn't very serious about it back then. About coloring, I try to erase the pencil, in this case watercolor pencil, a little bit, but you can't. So I decided to just paint it with a lot of water, just diluted the pigment as much as I can. It's a pretty detailed book. That's also probably the reason why I haven't colored in that much. I would not say that this is the book for a beginner. And as you can see here, I tried my best, you know. It's very, very, very early coloring. And yeah, like I said before, very detailed coloring. It is very beautiful. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. You can use whatever you want in this book. And I believe that the copyright of this edition is from 2016. So yeah, it's a very early and old book. And because of that, you know, because of the reason you cannot buy it anymore, yeah, it's gonna stay in my collection no matter what, even if I don't really color in it anymore, or I'm not gonna color in it anymore. It's still gonna stay in my collection. So yeah, that's the oldest book in my collection. Question 2. Newest book in my collection. The newest book in my collection is by Maria Trolle. Alle kleuren van Kerstmis. All the colors of Christmas. I have the Dutch edition of this new book that recently came out in October. And yeah, I absolutely adore this book. It is just like the perfect kind of images for Christmas. Not too difficult. And I already colored one, as you can see. So yeah, love it. Question 3. Most colorful page I've completed. And the most colorful page that I've ever completed, I've completed in Gnome Sweet Gnome. And it's not the most beautiful page I've ever made. It's not the most complicated page I ever done. It's a very easy page with just some markers, alcohol markers, but it is very colorful. I used all kinds of color and just went crazy with color. I even used some neon colors over here. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun with this page, and I think sometimes that's necessary in your coloring books. Don't take it too seriously, you know. But yeah, that's the most colorful page I've ever colored in Gnome Sweet Gnome. Question 4. Most relaxing book to color. It's not just like one book that I picked for this question. It's actually an illustrator. All the books by Camelia Jelkova. Now I picked this one, 50 Woodland Miniatures, because it's my favorite of all of the books that she published. But any book by Camelia Angelkova is a very relaxing book for me. I just color in it with some alcohol markers, and I can make it as difficult or as easy for myself as I want. And yeah, the pages are very cute, very, I love it. Question 5, most detailed, challenging book. This was actually quite a difficult question because I have several books that I think that are pretty challenging or detailed in this case. But I chose this one, Tomislav Tomic with Dromenvanger. And it was a very close tie because I also had Leila Dali's books. Any book by Leila Dali is extremely detailed. But the books by Tomislav Tomic, they definitely won. They are extremely detailed, extremely challenging, and even though I absolutely adore them, absolutely love them, they definitely belong to one of my favorite books. I haven't colored in them that much because of all the detail. It's quite overwhelming, I think. Look at all the detail on this elephant. Here I started a project long ago, and I don't know if I ever finish it. And look at this border. I don't even know where to start with this border. It's extremely detailed, as you can see. And it's probably also the reason why I haven't colored that much in it. I have colored in it, and I will probably show you the page in a while. Yes, there it is. So this is the page that I did color, and I'm really proud of this page. Just the fact that I finished it. But and also it's a very early page. For an early page, I think it's actually a pretty decent job. But this is the most detailed book that I have. Question 6, most unique art style. Yes, for this question I picked Tomislav Tomic again with Dromenvanger, but also Sprookjesbos. I think that it's extremely unique what he makes. I never seen another artist really made something like, in his style, basically. I have seen other dragons, but he makes a very unique kind of dragon. Absolutely love his style, of course, but it's also very unique. And I also could have picked, someone like Hannah Carlson or something like that for this question, because I also think that she has very unique kind of style. Rita Berman, very unique kind of style, but his style, it's my favorite, I think. Question 7, book I've colored in the most. So the book that I've colored in the most is actually a mandala book, Mindful Mandalas, and I colored, especially in the beginning of this year, quite some pages in it. And I, keep it very simple. I use water-based markers in this book. And there's not much that I can say about it because there's not much, to talk about. So, this is the book that I've colored in the most. Question 8. Book I love but haven't colored in yet. So this was also a very difficult question because there are many books that I love but haven't colored in. In fact, this is going to be one of my goals for 2026. But the book that I picked out was one of Crystal Vogel's. I actually have 2 books that I haven't colored in by her, but this, the fairy tale one, is I absolutely love this one. The pictures are, very, very whimsical and very cute. And what she has done is she actually wrote down the story, the fairy tale, and then she has multiple pictures with that story. So you really color a story. It's not just 1 page or 2 pages of a coloring of a fairy tale, but more coloring pages per fairy tale. So I really like that, and we of course we have like small images and large images, but you can see how extremely detailed this book is, and I think that that's the reason why I haven't colored in it yet, because this is gonna take up a lot of my time, and I wasn't really into a coloring mood lately. So yeah, Crystal Vogel. Question 9. Book I would save in a fire. So this is a question I was like, to be honest, there isn't a book that I would save in a fire. Not one. I would just save my own life and the life of my husband and my 2 cats. But if we're talking about a book that I'm sentimental about, it's probably this one. Again, Tomic's Love Tomic. I really have something with this book. Like, I only colored 1 page in it, but it's a page I was really, really proud of when I finished it. And yeah, I used a lot of different materials, a lot of furs. There were a lot of furs the first time that I colored fur, for instance, like on the ice bear, polar bear. Polar bear, it's not an ice bear. We call it like that in Dutch. It's a polar bear. But yeah, so even though I only colored 1 page in this book, there is some kind of sentimental value to this book because of that. And also the fact, you cannot really re-buy this book anymore. I believe it's out of print. So yeah, all of those reasons, this is probably the one that I would save. Question 10. Book with the best paper quality. For this question, I didn't need to think very long. It's very clear. In my collection, I have some books by Linda Ravencroft, and her work is printed on the absolute best paper that I've ever seen in a coloring book. It's definitely artist grade paper. You can use whatever you want on this paper. It's very thick, sturdy, cardstock, I would say. It's not even paper. And yeah, her artwork is absolutely amazing. And the fact that it is printed on such beautiful, beautiful paper just makes it even better. I bought this book not so much to color in, to be honest. I bought them because of the artwork itself. But yeah, the fact that it is such wonderful quality paper, you can basically use everything you want. And this is a piece that I colored. I colored this one with my luminance, but you can use paints, you can use inks, you can, well, whatever you want on this paper. Really, it's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and her artwork is also gorgeous. So yeah, book with the best paper quality. Question 11. Favorite grayscale coloring book? This one was also very, very easy. And I've seen this book a couple of times on other channels because, well, it's Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. And all of her books have the same grayscale. But it's absolutely perfect grayscale because it's not interfering with your color. It's very light grayscale, as you can see. So when you put a color on it, it adds to the depth of the color, basically. And it's not interfering with it. Yeah, her books are absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my uncolored books that I really want to color for 2026, but this has the best gray scale. Question 12. Book that intimidates me. For this book, I had actually a couple of books that, intimidate me. But the book that I chose, the Briar coloring book, this is the book that intimidates me the most. So much, in fact, that I'm probably not going to color in it anytime soon. So this book, first of all, it has beautiful paper. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. But the original art, as you can see here, is done with oil paintings. And it's done by the Briar. that's the name, the pseudonym that the artist takes. But look at these oil paintings, because that's what they are. They're absolutely gorgeous, and there's just no way, I can, do something like that with my coloring pencils, or watercolor paints or anything like that. And you would say, well, of course not, because it's oil paints. But still, I do think that if you use your art supplies correctly, you could come at very, very, very close, at least, very close at least. But look at how beautiful this is. So I'm not gonna make myself color in this book. I'm just gonna enjoy the artwork, and enjoy the fact that I have it in my collection. And maybe one day I will color in it. But for now, no. This is just a book that I will just save and admire for its artwork. Question 13. Book I would love to finish one day. The irony of this question, my answer to it actually, because I have chosen a book that I haven't colored in yet. It's Ivy and the kleurrijke vlinder, or Ivy and the colorful butterfly, I think, in English. Anyways, it's the book that has like the very cute story, and I absolutely love this one, and I would love to color this because of that story, but I haven't colored a single page in it. So for me to finish this book, I first have to start it. So yeah, there is a bit of irony in that. The problem is just that I don't have any inspiration what to do with the first couple of pages, because I do want to color this book in order. And that's why I haven't started it yet. But this is definitely a book that I would love to finish someday, because I do think that that's pretty special because of the story. Question 14. The best book for practicing new techniques. Anything with good paper and enough space. So you might want to think about illustrators like Maria Trolle, Denise Klett, but also Hannah Carlson. Her books are printed on good quality paper, and she has a lot of images with enough space. So because of that, when you're using a new material, you don't have to worry about the fact that the paper may be not up to the job, basically. And because on this page there's not that much space, but the bottle page, it has a lot of space. Because of that, especially with like water-based materials and all of that, you want to have enough background, basically, that you can really use it, really like experiment with it. And we all know that the paper quality of a Hannah Carlson book, of course, is beautiful. And as you can see, in some cases it works, and in other cases it doesn't. This is an example of that. It doesn't work. But for some reason, because some of the images are so extremely simple, it definitely is very inviting to test out new materials, I think. Here on this page, I use some paint pens for the very first time, and one of my paint pens started to leak. So, but, and also, she uses a lot of different kind of materials. So here I tested out some, how to color metallics. But you can also, practice your fur or anything like that, So, The Witch's Cottage by Hannah Carlson. Question 15. Most affordable but great quality book. So for this book, I have lots of great quality books, but it's all about the affordability, of course. And There was one illustrator that really came to mind, and it was Maria Troll. Her books are of great quality and at the moment very affordable. Here in Europe, at least here in the Netherlands, you will pay for a book by Maria Troll between the 10 and 15 euros, something like that. And it has a hardback cover. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, you got a lot of quality for your money. Question 16. Book I would recommend to beginners. For beginners, I would recommend anything with good paper and not too much detail, not too much intricate details. So the first book that really came to mind was Wild und Natuur. It has lots of really cute but simple illustrations. Another book that came to mind was Woodland Wonderland, which basically also has lots of like very simple illustrations. So as you can see in these books, it's very, how would I say, it's understandable. That's what I mean with simple. You have these books with a lot of intricate details, with a lot of like lines that you first have to figure out what they want to say. And in this book, that's not the case. It's very understandable. These are books in threes, and we have little houses, and it's and it's the same with Woodland Wonderland. You just have a very simple to understand kind of image. So that's why I would recommend these books, and it's printed on good paper, so you're not fighting the paper. So yeah, this is what I would recommend for beginners. Question 17. Book that sparks my creativity. For this question, I picked the books, really. I picked an illustrator in this case. The books by Denise Klette. Why? Well, they are, first of all, a lot of fun. And you can really go crazy with color in her books. Very bright colors, but also it's not realism, so you can color a tree pink, for instance, in these books. But another thing is you have a lot of space, a lot of open space. Because of that, it's very easy to draw in, like I did on this page, draw in your own things or use a new material that you never used before. Sometimes it's a win, sometimes it's not. Like in this case, I don't really like this page, but it really is inviting to try out new things because of the empty backgrounds. Empty backgrounds. So yeah, that's why these books really spark my creativity, because of the empty background. You want to do something with it because it's boring if you don't, and it really makes you think in a more creative way. Question 18. Most nostalgic or childhood inspired book. So for this question, I picked out a Harry Potter book. I have this Harry Potter book, Watercolor Magic, and it has watercolor paper in it. And I bought this book because I really wanted to get better at my watercolors. Well, this is one of the paintings I did. The Sorting Hat, and as you can see, it contains all kinds of pictures from Harry Potter, and it shows you step by step how to get to the end result, basically. And here we have the Weeping Willow, and with the blue car in it. And yeah, so it's all Harry Potter related, and I absolutely adore Harry Potter. As a child, I've read all of the books, and it was like one of the most favorite franchise that I followed, basically. Love the movies. So yeah, Harry Potter, that's a lot of nostalgic memories for me. Question 19. Book with the most variety. For this question, I picked a compilation book by Hannah Carlson, Grains of Gold. And because it's a compilation book, it has something of, well, all of her like older books. And because of that, it's very, there's a lot of variety in this book. We have portraits, we have flowers, we have bottles, we have houses, we have jewelry, beetles, insects, animals, you name it. Even some wallpaper pages, as you can see. You name it, it's in here. So if you want to have variety, buy a compilation book, basically, because then you have a lot of variety. That's at least my experience. So yeah, and it's a gorgeous book on gorgeous paper. Question 20. Favorite seasonal book? I'm not very original because I've picked Boule de Pois by Diane Dufour. This is one of my favorite books, and it's completely divided up in seasons. So it starts with fall, autumn, and then we go into winter, and after that into spring, and then summer. And yeah, I absolutely adore this book. It's so cute, and if I want to color something seasonal, doesn't matter which season, it basically has something in it that I can color. Question 21. Most whimsical or fun book? For this question, I didn't really pick a book. I picked a PDF file. You can buy books by this illustrator. I picked Fun with Dragons by Herb Leonard. And Dragon Fun. It's Dragon Fun. Sorry. And this book has so much humor in it. And I'm gonna try to show this without any glare, but I don't think that that's gonna be possible. But it has so much humor in it, and the dragons in this book have a lot of like expressions on their face, and you can really like see that on this picture. Look at the face of the reluctant dragon. I do think that it's like, I absolutely adore this illustrator. Here we have the grumpy dragon, and I would love to color that page someday. I haven't colored that much yet, but I have colored a page, this one. So this is like the most fun, most whimsical book that I have in my collection. And I love like all of his artwork. All of his artwork is whimsical. It has a lot of humor in it, but the Dragon Fun book is the most fun. Question 22. Most realistic book? Well, actually I wanted to pick a Leila Dali book, but then my eye fell on this book by Kirby Rosen's Fragile World. And I flipped through it and I was like, this is actually the most realistic book that I have. And also I think the most beautiful work he has ever put out there. If you're gonna ask me what like a favorite book is of mine when it comes to Kirby, this would be my favorite Kirby book. It's absolutely gorgeous. Maybe also a little bit intimidating because it is so extremely realistic, but look at the artwork. So yeah, for me, this is the most realistic book that I own, and I really have to color a little bit more in it. I really have to color more in it. So, question 23. Book I have ignored the longest. For this question, I also have a Kirby book. World Within Worlds. I bought this book a couple of years ago now, and I started a page in it. Until this day, it has been a whip. And that's because I definitely had a plan for the first doll, but after that, I didn't really knew what to do anymore with them, and I just stopped and haven't looked back into this book again. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, why haven't I finished this page yet? Because, you know, yeah, I really I don't understand it. But yeah, that's gonna be a goal for 2026, definitely. But yeah, this is the book that I've ignored the longest. I think I haven't colored in this book for over 2 years. So these were all the questions from the coloring tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, or share this video if you really enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.